Well, here it is. You know, we're not fishing the finals of the first Bass Pro Tour down here in Florida, but you know, what an exciting way to kick off the season as far as this whole new circuit for us. Couldn't be more excited. Those of you that have been following the event, Florida was, it was a tough week. It was really cold down here, unseasonably cold temperatures, got a lot of rain, and you know, I didn't make the finals. I didn't have quite the tournament like I was hoping, but I wanted to take a second and share with you guys at least how I caught fish and kind of a little bit of what I did in practice and the tournament. Over the years, I've learned about Florida is typically the key is you find an area that's got some fish in it, and then you just go fish it and make the most of it. And you know, that's what I tried to do. Our first day of practice, it was a huge washout. I think we had over 2 inches of rain. I knew it would be tough fishing, but you know, I still felt like I could get out there and get some bites. I felt like if I did get some bites, that I could really go to those areas and do well in the tournament. First day of practice, I got out there, had I think 11 bites that day, and 10 of them were on a bladed jig. And you know, I really thought that you know, with the bites that I had on it, the water temp was in I think 57 degrees that day, pouring down rain, and I got 5 of those bites in about a 200-yard stretch. So I was really thought that I'd found something special there. So fast forward today, another day of practice, didn't do much that day. It was cloudy, windy. I didn't find much more to go on. So I really took the philosophy that I'd learned over the years, and that was to go to that area and really just commit to it. You know, I had a variety of baits done up on my new KASTKING rods, and felt like I was just going to go in there and let the fish tell me what they wanted. Well, went down there and to start the day, fished that bladed jig for probably an hour, hour and a half without a bite, and was very frustrating and discouraging. But that's, like I said, sometimes you just have to adjust with the fish. And the majority of them, or actually I think all of my fish that I caught actually came on my little favorite technique for Florida. I'll start with here. I've got a KASTKING Speed Demon Pro rod. It's a jig worm rod, a 7.3. It's a good action rod for this technique. 30-pound KASTKING Cast Pro braid. You can see it's this bright blue. I like it so I can see it. I've got a Bassinator Elite reel here. This is the it's an 8-to-1 gear ratio reel. I like that faster gear ratio reel because I can slow it down when I need to, but then when I get a fish that bites it, I can catch up with them in a hurry. Like I said, 30-pound braid. It's a pretty light bait. I've got a small fluorocarbon leader here. The leader is a little bit smaller because it was coming down to the wire, but using about a 18-inch leader of 20-pound gamma fluorocarbon. Got a little FG knot tied up here, a little Eagle Claw laser pro rigging stop on there, a little 1/4-ounce tungsten sinker, 3/0 trocar hook, and a paddle tail worm here. June bug, of course. If there's one color to have in Florida, it's June bug for sure. But this little technique, I'm not fishing it like people typically think of fishing a worm. I'm casting it and I'm reeling in, working it like a spinnerbait or a swim jig, and I found it to be a very effective way to catch fish in Florida, to cover water. That's what I was doing, and that's how I caught my fish the first day. I got in there, and they wouldn't bite the bladed jig, but they'd bite this. And in hindsight, I probably did too much running around that day. I should have just stayed in there and kept doing this, and the fish may have turned on and maybe even had a better afternoon. But that score tracker tends to get under your skin a little bit, and I was trying to make bigger and better things happen. But the second day, kind of the same thing. I ran back down to that area. Really thought I could. I had planned on going down there with this speed worm and just really picking the place apart and just trying to maximize the bites. Went down there and fished for almost the first 2 hours and never had a bite. So scrambled again, ran back up to Lake Toho and managed to catch what I caught for the day. But even those fish, I just started covering water and caught them on this same technique. But this technique's not just a Florida deal. It's great for anywhere that there's vegetation in the water. I've caught fish all around the country on it. Very, very good way to, like I said, cover water, catch a lot of fish. It's very simple to use, great for kids if they're learning how to fish, and like I said, it catches them all around the country. So with that being said, got a week off, and then we're headed to Lake Conroe. I've never been to Conroe before, but I'm really looking forward to it because the little bit of homework I've done there, it should suit my style. Looks like my type of lake. A lot of docks and maybe some cypress trees or brush, and I'm guessing, just looking at the conditions, we're going to be in some pre-spawn and spawning fish. So looking forward to going up there and redeeming myself and getting off to a good start for the rest of the season. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and have a good one at Conroe.